DNA testing is hitting the road. A truck called Who's Your Daddy is roaming the streets of New York. Check it out. Offering paternity tests for uncertain fathers. All it takes, a quick cheek swab and a couple $100. Who's Your Daddy owner Jared Rosenthal joins me live here in New York. And so we were talking in the commercial break. You said this thing has been rolling around the streets for a number of years, but it was the changing in branding that really, created this uptick in interest. You started this. Why?
Well, Health Street is a drug testing and alcohol testing as well as a DNA testing company. So we did mobile drug and alcohol testing, and originally the RV was painted up with that sort of a messaging. That kind of made people run away.
The other direction.
Right. We'd pull up at a job site and we would hear the tires screeching and people pulling out saying, I'm calling out sick today. We decided DNA testing was a message that we were getting a ton of calls about DNA testing from all over the country. It's not just in New York. We have affiliates with clinics nationwide. So we wanted to put that message out there. Something about DNA testing, it's almost like a silent need out there. People don't talk about it a lot, but I can tell you firsthand we have
crazy stories. You have crazy stories, and
yeah.
I want to ask you about that in a second. But first, just in terms of dollars and cents, it's somewhere in the ballpark between $300 and $600. You can have one of these tests done. How exactly does it work? You come up to the bus, your cheek is swabbed.
Right. Basically, it's nothing more than a cheek swab. All right, and some paperwork. Of course, we take photo ID. The RV is set up as a mobile office, so we have everything you would have in a clinic. Wi-Fi and computers, printers. But the DNA test itself is very simple. It's nothing more than a cheek swab with the Q-tip that's then packaged up and sent off to a professional laboratory where doctors analyze the results.
So then you offer either, hey, dads, we can send you the information, or we can physically roll up and find you and give you the news. And you have all these stories. Give me a good, heartwarming story of a dad who is saying, hallelujah, this child is mine.
Well, what people see on TV and talk shows is really unusual compared to the vast majority of what we see at Health Street. The vast majority are dads that come into the office. Sometimes they're literally changing diapers of the baby in the office, and they're hoping and praying that this child who they love is theirs. And those are always heartwarming, especially if the child already has their last name. Let's say the parents are not married, but they've given the child the last name of this father. They take the test. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
I imagine the reverse happens as well, where a father is under the assumption that a child is his because the mother says so, but it isn't.
It happens. It definitely happens.
How many tears have you seen in the Who's Your Daddy bus?
Quite a bit. There's some devastating moments, both in the clinic, on the phone, as well as out in the RV. It's not just paternity that we test for. There's all kinds of relationships. We had a phone call just today from a year-old woman who had been looking for her father her whole life. And he contacted her, and she wanted to let us know what, people don't realize how available this type of testing is. So what we do by being out on the street is make it more available, accessible, affordable for folks. And yeah, it's probably only a click away on Google, but when they see the RV, they come up to us and then they start to tell us their stories.
It brings it home.
Yeah.
You bring up the TV show, so I just have to go there. There have been all kinds of comparisons with the Who's Your Daddy? Is This My Daddy? Maury Povich. Let's roll this.
It's probably going to help a lot of people out. They don't have to go to Maury.
This is crazy. This is better than Maury. Maury's about to go out of business.
I mean, they're laughing. Critics aren't laughing. They say you're cashing in on paternity. This is just a joke. You say what?
Well, it's not just paternity, and the Who's Your Daddy slogan is more like an icebreaker. Makes people laugh, just as if you met somebody for the first time. Usually a joke opens things up, and then they start to tell us the reality of it. And like I say, it's a silent need. People don't know or realize just how big of a need there is
Did you not know who your
DNA
father
testing.
is? Like, why this idea for you?
Why? Well, I didn't want to. No, it's not personal.
Okay.
It's not personal, but obviously everybody's family relationships are among the most important relationships you have in your life. We tested one person, this is just an incredible story, whose parents were separated. She traveled between 2 different states to be with her father and her mother. And found out that not just was her father not related to her, but she had 3 half-sisters on that side. She had aunts, uncles.
Discovered a family she never knew she had. Quickly, can we just give away what I asked you in the commercial break?
Sure.
I asked if he had gotten phone calls yet from reality TV, and you said?
The phone is ringing off the hook. You know, people are into this sort of thing, and what we're hoping to do is to break down the preconceived notions that people have about DNA testing. It's not just people fighting. That almost never happens. Matter of fact, recently we had a mother come in with both the possible fathers and the child. These were the happiest customers we ever had. There was absolutely no animosity whatsoever.
You could keep going with the stories. Jared Rosenthal, thank you so much. I'll make sure I tweet out the link if people want to know any more about this bus.
Okay,
Thank you. Nice